Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that is very important for all the MHRD aspirants out there who have cleared the round one either by giving the JB's entrance exam or MBA CET, MHCET or MBA CAT. Okay, and so first of all, congratulations to one and all. And I've heard that there was a lot of competition this year because people had applied from CAT, from CET, and since this exam is happening in the middle of the year, right? There were a lot of students who could not get into their dream college, so they are also applying here. So that is the reason why there is a lot of competition. But you have made it, right? You have come in the top 300. So congratulate yourself, pat yourself, and be proud and be confident that yes, you have done this. You have cleared round one, and if you really work hard, you can get through it and can be part of one of India's most prestigious, premier, well-known institutes, right? JBIMS, which is also known as the CEO factory. So, coming to the round two, I'm pretty sure that you might have read all the instructions that I've given to you on your mail. So go through that document very well. Whatever is given in that document, follow that thoroughly because JB is very particular about it. So if they've written something about the formals, about the dress code, follow that. If they've asked you to bring some documents, bring that. If they've given you some a timeline, follow that timeline. Ensure that you do not miss out on anything. Okay. If you have any doubt, ask them, call the admin, mail them, whatever way suits you, do that. But don't keep anything to the last moment. Okay, now the next round, the dates you might have received, either it will be in the last day of this month or the first day of next month, right? So let's look at GD, right? What would be the topics? What could be the topics? So usually, of this GD is similar to what other colleges have, what other premier colleges have, and again you'll be in a team of you'll be in a group of 8 to 10 students, and the topics usually should be since this is like a HR specific course, the GD topic should be something directly or indirectly related to HR. Okay, so for us, we were a COVID batch, and they asked us a lot about how, as an HR, you're going to transition from COVID to post COVID. How is that transition going to happen? How are you going to take care of employee engagement? How are you going to take care of mental health? And those were the topics that were very relevant for that year. But for now, you really need to go and search what are the HR trends, what are the new challenges about employment, about attrition, about women in workforce, and all those things you need to really read upon, and then form your own opinion. Okay, that is very important. That you should be giving what you actually think. Of course, you'll state the facts. You'll state that what company, what they are doing, what the industry is doing. But at the same time, what do you think as an HR professional or a budding aspirant? What do you think? What would you do in that situation? Okay, so to get more information about what is happening in the field of HR, I would recommend a few things. So first is, of course, you should read about the HR theories. Probably you would have already read that for your first round, but I would still suggest you to refresh on those HR theories, read a little bit about organizational development. That is going to help you. Then go through what the top companies are doing in the field of HR. What are the initiatives that they're taking? What are the policies that they've brought up? And how do they see themselves in the next 5 year, 10 years? What is the vision? What is their targets? So that is also going to help you a lot. Then there are a lot of HR specific portals, right? There is ET HR World, which has amazing insights on what are the new challenges, what are the industry saying, what they interact with CHROs, they interact with HRBPs, and then they give out a lot of infographics. So do visit that website, do visit HR Katha, do visit there is People Strong, that is going to help you. Then again there are so there are so many consulting firms, right? So the one of the my favorite was McKinsey. They have this application, McKinsey Insights, available for mobiles, and I used to go through that daily. I used to see all the research, whatever they are doing in the field of HR or business or economy in general, and they used to also give good numbers. They used to give attrition rate, they used to talk about new trends, everything about whatever we have already spoken. So read that because that will help you to speak better in GD and also give you an edge in your interviews. Okay, so that is something that is very important. Now, what are the things that are expected? So I think this is my perspective is So if you're talking about some challenges in the field of HR, come up with solutions. Show them some, give them some data backing, whatever solution you're giving or whatever trends you're talking about. I would, if I am the panelist, I would want you to give back it up by data, back it up by sources, as in you tell them, okay, this company is doing this way, this is what has happened in the past, this is what the industry is moving forward to. So that is something very important. And your opinion, what do you think, that is also very important. Okay. And focus on new tech, because that is something I think a lot of MBA colleges are focusing on, right? Machine learning, there is artificial intelligence, there is interview robotic interviews, there are chat GPTs being used. And how is it going to impact the recruitment process, how is it going to impact HR in general, and how is it going to impact the workforce? That is also important, I feel. Okay. Then coming to the GDs, some do's and don'ts. First, do not cut anyone when they're speaking. Give them a chance, let them complete. If they're speaking for really long, then maybe you can politely say that if I can add something, or I would want to add something, so do that. Second, be inclusive. If someone has not spoken in your group, try to give them a chance, because this shows that yes, as a leader, as a HR person, you think about everyone, you take everyone together and move ahead. So that is very important. Okay. Your perspective, as I said, is very important. Give that perspective in your GD. And again, very important is quantity is not very important in GD, quality is. So even if you get one entry or two entry in your GD, that is fine, that is not an issue. If you're not able to introduce the topic, or if you're not able to give a conclusion, that is fine. But ensure that you are noting down all the points, whatever all your members are speaking, note them down, and then based on that you speak. Okay. You do not have to repeat the points, you do not have to paraphrase them, you have to be very specific and to the point in that way. So that is what I think about the GD. Okay. In case if you have any more questions, if you have any specific questions, I'll post my LinkedIn profile in the description box, so you can connect with me there. Okay. Now coming to personal interview. Now, like other MBA colleges, the kind of interviews they have, similar trend is followed here. Mostly, as per my understanding and my experience, there will be someone from industry, and there will be one person from the college or from the teaching faculty, teaching staff. Okay. So this is what is these they would be your panelist. And like any other interview, what they would ask is first about yourself. They would want to know, why do you want to do HR, why do you want to study in JB, and they would want to know if you are from tech background, or if you're from non-commerce or non-management background, they would want to understand why do you want to make the shift, right? So your answer should be very genuine. Okay. And I'm not going to give you pointers here that okay, this is the story that you need to follow. You need to think about it, because these are the make or break questions, right? These are like the starting point. If they are not convinced here, they're not going to go ahead in the interview. So ensure that you're making your story, making your theme well. Ensure that you're taking advice from other people. Show it to like 2, 3, 4, 5 people, take their opinions, and then form your answer. Also, why should we take you in this course, right? In jobs they ask you, why should we hire you? Same way, why should we give you the admission? So that is also a very important question here. So again, what are the main questions? Why HR, why JBIMS, why MHRD? Tell me about yourself. Why from extreme to HR? Why should we give you admission? And then the other questions could be around your bachelor's, right? So they could ask you about some technical questions on your bachelor's. They could ask you about, if you have work experience, they could ask you about your work experience. They could ask you, what did you do there? What were the challenges? How did you overcome challenges? Then what are the other things that they ask is about your job, right? In general, what were your roles and responsibility? What did you learn? How are you going to use those learnings in the field of HR? And so that's it. I mean, it's basically about your profile, about your CV, about your journey in general. And they want to understand, are you a right fit for this course? Because this is a very specific program. It has like, from the very first day you'll be starting to learn about HR, right? And there are only 30 seats. So they want to ensure that the best and the most suitable student gets to. Of course, they are not expecting you to have like a very in-depth knowledge in the field of HR, but they would want you to know what would you do as an HR, right? What are the various verticals in the field of HR? What are the domains, and how does how will an HR impact the organization? What are the new trends? They would want you to know all of that. Okay, so these are some of the tips and tricks that I think could be helpful for you. And again, if you and they could yeah, another point, I am sorry I missed that. So there is SOP, right? Statement of purpose. Usually those questions, they are impromptu, so I don't know how it's going to happen this year. And again, I'm just giving whatever I've spoken is only based on my experience and my understanding. The process could be different, so that disclaimer I'm just trying to give you. And concluding points, I would just say that read about HR, read about HR theories, read about organizational development, read about HR trends, read about the challenges, and most importantly, your story. Okay, your life, what you have done so far, what are your strengths, how are you better than others, why are you a right fit for HR, how do you align yourself, where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 15 years, what are your long-term goals. And of course, read about the course, right? There is a brochure given on the website. Go through that brochure, see all the courses, see the entire syllabus, and then if you have any question, of course, you can message me on LinkedIn. Okay, so yeah, all the very best. I really want all of you, I really want the best students, actually, not all of you, the best students to come and join our course. Because I must say that this was like probably the 2 best years of my life. Learned a lot, experienced a lot. Many ups and downs. You of course you'll come to know once you are part of this college. And I'll tell you one thing, that in the end, once you get the admission, right, it's going to be an amazing experience. But because this is like JBIMS, right, one of India's most famous premier institutes, right, people die to get admission here, and you've already cleared the first round. So I would just say that give everything, that you have, put in 100%, 200% efforts. uh, Leave everything else, whatever you're doing, if you want to get admission, and start focusing here. Because I must tell you that this course is really good. Of course, it's not the best yet, but maybe somewhere in top 5, top 10 HR programs in the country. So yeah, all the best, and thank you.